he wrote this story saying that he's going to go out and buy a ping pong table. The doctors have urged him to do this to help him improve his hand-eye coordination. He says he's also doing some brain puzzle tests that he downloaded off the internet because basically he says he's rehabbing his brain. So here we go. Another one. I wonder what Sam Huff thinks of this now. Can we get Sam back on the show tonight? By the way, you want to talk about friends of the show? We got the doghouse. By the way, once you get inside my doghouse, once an individual winds up in Dino's doghouse, escape is virtually impossible. It just can't happen. But we've got to add Sam Huff to the friends of the show. We'll get to him. Probably he'll be on there tomorrow. But Terry Bradshaw is getting precipitously close, Kaplan, to becoming to getting in my doghouse here. And he says he's rehabbing his brain, and now, of course, with all the discussion on the concussions and all that other stuff and brain injury, well, this has got to be music. I tell you what, Roger Goodell, if his wife put this note in front of him here, this story from Bradshaw today before he got up, ate his breakfast, Goodell probably was smiling from ear to ear. See? Another one. Another guy out there having problems remembering things. Good for us. This works to our advantage. Bradshaw writes, today most athletes rehab after surgery from a knee or a shoulder injury, while I'm learning how to prevent my brain from getting worse than it is after suffering a career worth of concussions playing football. A career worth of concussions playing football. A career worth. What does that mean? 3? 5? 10? How many? A career worth of concussions playing football, Bradshaw writes. He writes, when I played for the Steelers, he says, I got my bell rung. I take smelling salts and I go right back out there. All of us did that. We didn't know any better. What do you mean you didn't know any better? Of course you knew better. You know, I love this new age thinking, I guess. That in the 1970s, when your head hurt, you didn't think, man, this could be bad. Only now we know that. He writes, you don't know how many times I was in the huddle asking my teammates to help me call a play. They were probably grateful for that, Terry, that they had to call the play instead of you. You were never confused with a brain surgeon. He says, after a few minutes, I'd be fine. I'd keep playing just like nothing had happened. Okay, fine. So what? You just wrote after a few minutes, you'd be fine. After a few minutes, you just wrote you'd be fine. You'd keep playing just like nothing happened. But you did write in there, I'd be fine. Oh, wait a second. Now this is where it gets real interesting. With Terry Bradshaw in the next paragraph, actually. He says, but lately I've been really struggling with my short-term memory. Terry Bradshaw's what, 62? Well, that tends to happen the older that you get. I'm 48, and I can't remember what I had for lunch today. He writes, I was in Ruston, Louisiana, doing my annual fundraising golf tournament for my alma mater, Louisiana Tech. And I told a bunch of writers and fundraising golf TV folks back there that there was what was going on with me. I was dead serious with them. It was definitely the first time I was back there that I didn't crack a joke or smile. I think they knew I was serious because I was sweating so much explaining what was going on with me. And all of this is related to playing football, huh? All of this. Automatically, you're just going to say this is all related to playing NFL football. I see. To the best of my knowledge, Terry Bradshaw has been just fine acting like a jackass his entire post-NFL career. I've never heard word one from Bradshaw having any kind of repercussions from his NFL career until now. Until now. It didn't prevent you, Terry, from doing all those stupid Toby Keith videos, did it? It didn't prevent you from lining your pockets with millions of dollars over the last who knows how many years. I can't even remember being a Fox broadcaster, acting the fool with James Brown and Howie and whoever the hell else is on that hideous train wreck of a Fox NFL pregame show. Only now. You went to a fundraising golf tournament in Ruston. You were sweating a little bit, and this is what? This is the NFL's fault? This is because you played NFL football? Please. You got far too many people out there that'll believe this stuff because it's coming from Terry Bradshaw. It must be true. He writes, by looking at the damage of my own brain, I can now see what I'm dealing with and what I have to do for making it worse. I definitely have issues, but I did pass most of the tests. Well, then what are we talking about here? If you passed most of the damn tests and you're fine, again, why do I got to put up your whining and your complaining? Oh, goodness, you're such a... I tell you, Terry, man, I feel for you, babe. You know, somebody go bring a little hot chocolate and some milk and cookies for Terry Bradshaw. Will you please tuck him in at night? Make sure he's nice and tucked in and Comfy, cozy, cozy, comfy. He writes, I know what I have to do to maintain and do the Fox show. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Terry, you just lost me. Oh, Terry, wait a minute. It's like, it's almost like Bradshaw wrote this whole thing. Let me see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paragraphs worth. And then it's like he looked at what he had written so far and he said to himself exactly what I'm thinking. How could he possibly continue to do the show on Fox anymore? And he started thinking to himself, it almost seems like he started thinking to himself, if the Fox peoples read this thing here, this little ditty, they're going to say to me, Terry, we don't think you should do the Fox thing anymore. Well, how bad can it be? You can't remember players' names. You've stopped reciting statistics. You get the cold sweats. My goodness. But what does he do? Here's where he loses me. Now, I've said at the end of this thing, I expect Bradshaw to announce his retirement from broadcasting, right? No, that's far-fetched to think that. Because he writes, I know what I've got to do to maintain and do the Fox show and do my speeches without worrying all the time. What speeches? Oh, you mean Terry Bradshaw goes on a circuit? He's one of those guys charges $50,000 to speak for 30 minutes in front of corporate CEOs? I tell you what, for a guy who's brain damaged, he's pretty friggin' capable, isn't he? I mean, he's pretty damn capable. I'll tell you what, I'd love to be as brain damaged as Bradshaw is, earning the kind of dollars he is earning.